tablets, some of the peripheral devices, mobile phones. I'm going to talk about that in the next few minutes. On the enterprise side, a big focus and a big area of analysis for us is really customers, CIOs, prioritizing a number of investments in their areas. We are going to see a somewhat flat market for IT hardware across the Middle East in 2016, but continued growth in areas like packaged software and IT services, and I'm going to talk about that as well. So when you look at the IT spending forecast, our most recent forecast now for the Middle East region, we expect to see about 3% overall growth, up from about roughly $43 billion in 2015 to about $44.5 billion in 2016. Most of that growth driven by packaged software and IT services. You're going to see a flat market for IT hardware for a variety of reasons that I'll talk about. In terms of overall telecom services, so the telco services area, most of the growth here, in fact predominantly all of the growth, driven by mobile data services. So mobile data services really fueling some of the growth, or let's say nominal growth on the telecom services side, bringing the overall ICT market to about $103 billion for 2016, up from about 101.5 in 2015. So the kind of growth that we've seen in the Middle East region, almost on the IT side, the market from in the last 5 to 6 years has almost doubled in size. But as you can see here, you can start to see some amount of slowdown in terms of growth, but growth nevertheless. Just to give you some perspective, this 2015, our initial projections here was close to $45 billion. That was revised back in November, given we already started seeing some slowdown in the fourth quarter of last year, bringing it down to about $44.5 billion for the overall IT. What's interesting now is to look at the overall spending. I spoke about the 3% growth, and you take this 3% growth and you divide this by various segments within IT. So here we're talking just for IT products and services, excludes the telco services. 43 billion in 2015, but 44 billion in 2016. As you can see here, software and services really driving a lot of the growth. So in 2016, we project that almost 27.5% of the overall share of the Middle East region will be driven by packaged software and IT services, compared to about 25.7% in 2015. So